Billions now believe that ancestors or the worship of ancestors is useless, perhaps based on their results or when they look at our race, because they are taught that the dead know nothing. However, here are some frightening thoughts for those that believe in the ancestors. If those that don't believe in the ancestors are correct, that the dead know nothing and that our ancestors are useless, it implies that our ancestors either do not live or they are trapped. And we continue pouring libations and calling upon their names, but perhaps it is the trapper, one who has captured them, who is hearing our calls and getting the nourishment and answering our prayers in a negative way. We want to look at this topic, trapped ancestors, and find a way to justify why we should continue believing and how we can do that safely. Why do we want to think thus? Because this is the Marifado ways. May the gods appear. Our revered ancestors' spirits ablaze. May you be raised beyond the highest star in this life as we pay homage and honor to all our holy ancestors and blameless divinities for this life. Amen. Subscribe to our channel, share, and leave a comment, because we will continue to share ancestral spiritual congruent messages so that at the end of the day we live a life worthy of the program that we were given on earth. So I want to look at the tight questions, at primary goals, at knowledge that gives us freedom, and how we can know our enemy, escaping the death trap, and also the tactics of your secret name. It is very, very possible that our ancestors are trapped, which answers why they are very powerless. Is there evidence that this may be true? If it's true, is there a solution? How can you or me test that solution and validate the effects of that solution upon our trapped ancestors? The primary goals are to consider the evidence that they are trapped, because we know our ancestors live because of us, because we are here. And we have to understand what is a trap and which ancestor should we deal with in a broad scope. A trap is a device or an enclosure designed to catch and retain animals, typically by allowing entry but not exit, or by catching or grabbing a part of that animal. It happens in the physical world. It so happens in the spiritual realm. The other definition of a trap is that it is a situation in which people lie in wait to make a surprise attack. It happens in this physical world as well as in the spiritual realm. It is also a trick to deceive someone into doing something contrary to their interest and their intentions. It happens even today as we watch the World Cup, as well as in many other sports. They are based on deception. It also happens in the spiritual realm. The broad scope is to accept the primacy of an unseen realm teeming with life and all sorts of entities. Some are good and some are evil. Why are our ancestors not avenging the genocide they went through? Why are they not fighting back the enemy that we see and the enemy that attacked them? What about our divinities? Why are they weak? Did they all perish in vain? Are they powerless now in their spiritual realm? With all these and current military and political weaknesses of our nation as melanin dominant human being across all the earth, and the painful genocide and death that our ancestors went through, we want their revenge. What about our divinities? Are they also too powerless? Is it because they are somehow trapped? Are we in vain when we call upon them? We must understand this through a puzzle that was left for us by our great prophet. But prior to that, we want to lay the fundamentals that there is a realm here of aliens and other spirits, and there's a chasm that separates the real creator, who is nameless, genderless, not a spirit, and not a being. And then there is Msikaban, is a deity who created human beings. Sacrifices may be nourishing our enemies and gods that do not like us. What we understand is that from the prophecies that were left by Kahuti, we learn that the gods will return from earth to heaven. Hamit will be forsaken, and the land which was once the home of religion will be left desolate, bereft of presence of the divinities. Why? Because we have forsaken our culture. Yet, do you not know, Asclepius, they were telling this Greek fella, that Hamit is the image of heaven, or so to speak, more exactly, in Hamit all the operations of the powers which rule and work in heaven have been transferred to earth below. So above, so below. That is primary. We shouldn't ignore or forget that. And so the gods will depart from mankind, a grievous thing, and only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches by main force into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. All voices of the divinities will of necessity be silenced and dumb. The fruits of the earth will rot, the soil will turn barren, and the very air will be sickened in silent stagnation. After this manner will old age come upon the world. Religion will be no more. All things will be disordered and awry. All good will disappear. This is happening. This happened. This was said before the advent of what happened later. So this is a prophecy. We want to look at areas of growth to reverse the trend that the divinities leaving the earth and evil angels coming in, because this trend is in your personal life. First, you have to avoid the trap you saw and overstand which ancestors to interact with. We read again from Jikahuti. The student of spiritual philosophy studies science as a form of devotion to the Creator. Through understanding the secrets of the natural law, he is overcome with a sense of awe and reverence of the Creator. He appreciates the perfect order of the universe as if he were listening to a grand symphony in which every melody has been exquisitely combined to compose one magnificent harmony. So you live in harmony. The student of pure philosophy studies the sciences not as a fanciful theory, but as devotion to Atema, because they review a universe perfectly ordered by the power of number. So that's the area we need to go in order for us to develop. We learn from this that the god Set, Shatta transformed himself into a vicious monster and attacked Ausari. Killing him, Shatta then cut Ausari into pieces and distributed them through all the length and breadth of Hamit. It is the genocide of melanin-dominant beings all over the earth that is being prophesied here. With Ausari dead, Shatta became king of Hamit. So evil triumphs over the earth. Shatta became king, and with his sister Nephthys as his wife. So they continue to multiply and increase on the earth. From this, we learn what is happening on the earth since the demise of our Ausarian reign. The earth was taken over by Shatta and his entities. So from the Nag Hammadi text and library, we learn through the Gnostics of parasitic entities called the Archons, who not only use humans as energetic source of food, but they prevent our souls or their souls or human souls from leaving the planet Earth because they have encompassed it and taken all the portals. Just like we have our own energy centers, the system that covers all the earth traps your soul, and the Chitauris take over your soul and captures souls. That is the death trap we are talking about. This energy grid around the planet serves multiple purposes. Its main purpose is to trap your soul using the tunnel of light that most of non-near-death experiences tell us. But they are being lured by the Chitauri into the realm of the Chitauris. So many people who have had near-death experience have spotted seeing a light on the other side. This may be the trap we are talking about. They think they are going to heaven, but they are being trapped and they are being captured. They are also being captured by fake ancestors that pretend to welcome them. But these fake ancestors were trapped already and are being used. So which ancestor would you pick and how would you know? Because if you do not know which ancestor, the trap will clamp on you. If anyone or an ancestor went through this earthly life, suffering, emotional, fearful, in pain, in grief, in anger, jealousy, rage, anxiety, lust, because they had a low vibrational life, they created a vibrational energy of low level, the lowest level. They were a resource for archons. They were a plant of archons. The archons were harvesting fruits from them. These are the fruits of the archons, the negative emotions and negative characters. How could they be of help to you? If you pour libation to such ancestors, you are feeding again the archons and you are energizing the Chitauri. But if they never veered off Ubuntu and their burial rites were done, yes, chances are they are spot on for you. But you need more rock solid guarantees when you die yourself that you will not be trapped too, and also that you can call upon those that are right. We shall share this guarantee or these guarantees in our conclusion. In our teaching as melanin dominant human beings, we are told that death is a rite of passage. But they say the rite of passage to ancestors without qualifying which ancestors. We need to understand that there is a second reburial that must be done, an elaborate funeral that must be performed. So all the billions of our ancestors that perished and died through slavery and wars, experiments and diseases caused by our enemies, and they did not receive proper burial, guess where their souls are? Billions follow wrong religions, anti-African lifestyles today, atheism, witchcraft, greedy lives. Guess where their souls goes today? All our deceased ancestors whose cleansing have not been done are captured. Because remember, Isisu reburied Ausari. We need to rebury all of them properly. The trapped ancestors, when they are reburied, we nurture their soul to stop them from falling into the trap. We also protect them and also preserve their grave and remember them. So when you go to movies like the Black Panther that teaches that Jesus is not the answer, but the ancestors are the answers, they have to qualify which ancestors. So to speak the name of the dead is to make him alive again. But if they were not proper or good ancestors, you are making them alive in their state of negativity. So you are also putting more force and power to the enemy, to the archons. Only after confirming that their souls and their spirits are free, when you have done the rituals, you have to then call upon them. Otherwise, you are calling upon the archons, and the archons are pretending to be them and also coming forth. This is the reasons why calling such ancestors proves to be ineffective, or this is the reason why the ancestors start by attacking you, causing you to be sick, to manifest. That's not a right or correct or true ancestor. How can you then be guaranteed and be assured that you won't be captured? First, you need knowledge. You have to know God. You have to know which God. You can read our book, The Creator or a God, that clarifies and puts a clear definition of where you stand in terms of the knowledge and understanding of this issue of the divinities and the nameless creator. You might be worshipping a deity which is an archon or Chitauri. You have to acquire knowledge, yes. And they say, when you acquire that knowledge, you then can say, I do not bow down to the gods of my oppressors. Yes, but at the same time, you have the blood of warriors, and you shall not insult ancestors. That's true. Number 2 step, you have to go and understand your past. You can do that using past life regression systems so that you will know whether you are an old soul, mature soul, or a new soul. When you know that, then you know how to handle your challenges. Then here is our ironclad advice on avoiding being captured and also protecting your future and protecting your current life. You need to adopt a secret name. There are so many principles here, but very rigid principles. Unfortunately, we will share them to individuals. If you want and you are interested, send us an email and code it secret name. Then we can share with you the tactics, the methods, and how to go about it. A lot of our brothers and sisters that contacted us in an old video that we shared, they now carry their secret name. And this is very, very critical and important. So in summary, therefore, it is clear from the non-human policies that we see on the earth that humanity for the last 2,000 or 6,000 years is under a non-human element that invaded the earth. It's time you know more and deeper about this. The majority of our ancestors are trapped. We need to free them. We also need to avoid the many traps that are in front and that are currently on the earth. For more information, send us an email at join@marifado.com. Till we meet again, your manager to Priest Rabbi LM to Mizulu Kunikeni Mjakanja. Saying Ameni.